Hey friends! I'm just gonna turn up the volume here a little bit. Welcome on. We are back for day 2, Survive to Thrive Live. It looks a little bit dark in here today, so hopefully you can see me and hear me okay again. Alright, so this is day 2 of 5 in Survive to Thrive Live, which is going on all week. Basically, we're talking about how we can move from a place of feeling like survival in our lives to more of a place of thriving. And like we chatted about yesterday, not just functioning in our life, but flourishing in our life. So yesterday we talked about messaging. You can still go back and watch that video if you might have missed it. You'll just need to scroll down the Facebook page here, a couple posts, and you should see it there. So today we are going to talk about motivation, which is a conversation that comes up a lot in coaching clients, especially in my realm of fitness and nutrition. It's something that I just think about in my life in general. And it's something that you have probably thought about before too, when you don't want to do the workout that day or that week or that month, or when you know that this meal might make you feel good during after, but you just don't really feel like eating it. So we're going to talk about those kind of things. We're going to focus this conversation around fitness, food, all about that sort of stuff and how it relates to motivation. I do just want to preface this conversation though to say that I absolutely am coming from a place of privilege when I talk about fitness and food. And so the conversation around motivation is different for me, and it's different for a lot of us. Just want to put that out there because it's a necessary starting point to this conversation around fitness and food in general. We can dive into that more so, of course, if you want to. There's some incredible people writing about this in the fitness industry right now. But there are so many factors in my life that make it easier for me to be able to work out consistently, to have access to fitness equipment, to have access to good, healthy, nutrient-dense food. This is our starting place when we go to dive into this conversation about fitness and food, okay? So here's what I want to start with though. If you're on live right now, just let me know. Post in the comment chat box there if you have ever felt like you're not motivated, like you are lacking motivation to do the workout, to take care of your body, to move your body, to engage in physical activity, or to eat healthier or nutrient-dense food. Simply you just don't feel motivated, or you have lost the motivation, or you feel like you need more motivation in order to do those things. Let me know, post a little comment in. I can see them come up right now because I've absolutely felt that in my life at many stages too. I totally understand that feeling. It's something that has become even more real for me since becoming a mom, especially just life is very much out of your control at times. It really truly is. And I never understood that feeling until, again, I got postpartum myself, and really how out of control at times it truly is. Okay, excellent. Love seeing your comments come in. Nice. Laura, Amy, motivation to make those things more of a priority for sure. Beautiful. I love that. So at the Girls Gone Strong Women's Strength and Empowerment weekend a couple of months ago, Kara Moore, who is fantastic. She's a mom of 2. She is a trainer, fitness coach. She works for Girls Gone Strong, doing some coaching as well. She gave an incredible presentation, lecture on mindset and touched on motivation. And here's what she said that really stood out for me in talking about motivation. She said, motivation is the reaction to taking action. Is that not huge? Motivation is the reaction to taking action. I mean, that can reframe motivation immediately for us if we want to buy into that approach to it. So motivation is not just this magical thing that some people have and others don't. It's not just this thing that we have a lot of or we have a little of. it just really truly is the reaction to doing the things. When you are continually taking more action, the reaction is that you feel more motivated. Does that jive for you in your experience in your life? Let me know again in the chat box if that makes sense. So do you notice that when you are consistently taking more action, that you feel more motivated to take more action? This is absolutely something that I experience in my day-to-day life and world too. So I just want to set the tone. That truly is what we are thinking about when it comes to motivation. The reaction to taking action is that you feel more motivated to keep on going and keep doing the things that you want to do. So let's just be clear on this. One more way of saying it. It's not the motivation that creates the action, but to some degree it is, right? We are motivated for whatever the reason is to engage in that action. Whether it is we want to strength train consistently because it just makes us feel better in our bodies, we're less achy, we feel stronger in our life. We want to continually work on our business because for whatever reason, financial gains, we want to help people, and people have this problem that they are struggling with and we feel like we can help them in a way. So absolutely, motivation is going to create some of that action, and probably much of the time at the beginning stages when we're maybe starting a new habit. But then that can dwindle, right? We get a little bit bored maybe of doing the action, or we want to switch gears a little bit, or we're not interested anymore. So again, like I was saying, that continuous action is really going to help us stay motivated because that is the reaction to taking the action. Okay, why do we feel like we're not motivated though? Let's take this back into a fitness perspective. So I went through a pretty long period where I didn't feel motivated to work out. And it was truly, the root of it was because I was trying to work out way too freaking much. So I was trying to work out 5-6 days a week. That's a lot of action needing to be taken. So I just didn't feel motivated. I just didn't want to do it. My body was kind of achy. I wasn't feeling good or powerful in my body because my workouts were not enjoyable because I didn't actually have the energy to put into those workouts. So the purpose of them, I was lost in terms of the purpose, and I didn't feel good after or during taking the action. So there really wasn't much there for me. There really wasn't much incentive for me to stay motivated to do that stuff because I didn't even like it. Fast forward now 5 years and I strength train twice a week. And the guidebook that I sent out on Monday, I was saying that I've probably averaged 2 strength training workouts a week for the last 5+ years. Not because I'm always motivated to do the workout. There's definitely weeks that I miss. There's some weeks I do a little bit more, but on average, I've probably done 2 a week for the last 5 years. And I don't say that to help you think that that's impressive or for you to be proud of me. I don't need that. That's not the point whatsoever. It's just simply that I want you to see that over the last 5 years, my life has gone through these big changes, lots of transitions, a lot of things happening in my life, sickness, busyness, kid, pregnancy, all the stuff. But somehow there's still this consistency with the workouts. So why does that happen? So for me, it really truly is that strength training is the thing that's not going to make me feel achy in my body. That's the driving force. That's what I talk a lot about with my 2 pregnancy and beyond mamas, is that that's the driving force for me to continue strength training. That's why I wanted to continue strength training during pregnancy, get back to it early postpartum when I was feeling recovered enough. And that's the reason why now still that I like consistent strength training. Really, it makes me feel less achy in my body. I have a long history of back pain in gymnastics, and now I have none. And I really do think it is because I do good programming design. I am strong now, and also I'm moving my body a lot differently than I was in gymnastics. But you get the point. The consistent movement makes me feel good. It also just makes me feel really capable in my life, physically. Toddler life now, you need to be strong for toddlers, absolutely, especially toddlers who are runners and jumpers. You need to be strong for that. The other purpose, it makes me feel mentally capable and mentally there. So consistent strength training is just really what makes my life feel good. And I absolutely do not have a problem with taking time off of strength training. That happens, and that is absolutely okay. And it's not that I lose motivation, but I do notice if I'm feeling like I just don't want to work out, then I take a break and I need to get away from that, because obviously something needs to change. So it's not just that I force myself into those workouts when I'm not feeling up to it. I know the difference between feeling like a little bit tired, not really feeling it, would rather go to bed, versus definitely not have absolutely no interest in doing this. Those are very different things, right? I usually push through those times where I'm just a little bit tired, know that I'll probably feel better once I get into it and will feel better after. So usually I will continue to do workouts if I'm feeling in that zone, which honestly in my life is probably like 70% of the time. So it's not that I always have great workouts and they're always super fun. Sometimes they are. I always feel better for it. If I get into the workout and it's not feeling good, then we can just let it go, okay? So that is the first couple things that I want to touch on. But why aren't we feeling motivated for the long haul? What else is going on? I think we need to touch back on the messaging piece of the puzzle from yesterday. So for me, the messaging again was that I needed to work out 5 days a week because that's what good personal trainers did. I also used exercise a lot as a tool of control to keep my body looking a certain way. So the messages that I was believing in, one, to be a good trainer, I needed to work out this much, I needed to work out this hard because that's what trainers did, and also that this is what trainers looked like. This is what I wanted my body to look like because I thought that was a good body. So we need to break those messages down, which we talked all about yesterday. But that absolutely can be a piece of the puzzle if we don't have the motivation to take this action. Okay, so the messages, the expectations. Are we putting unrealistic expectations on ourselves to do all this stuff? And we just can't. And we don't have that ability, that energy to take action in all these different realms. So we're not then going to feel motivated to do all of that stuff, to take all that action, because we just simply can't. We get to a point where we are just done, we're just burnt out. Things have to go off the table. So do you need more support in your life to take things off the table for you so that you, for example, can do 2 30-minute workouts a week? Do you need grocery delivery to help you be able to prepare food for you that makes you feel good? Do you need to just start buying the rotisserie chickens and the pre-made salads, which is my life, in order to make meal prep a simpler experience so that then you do have that motivation to eat the salad? So there's lots of different ways we can look at it, but get clear on the messaging and how that is working for you in this conversation, the expectations you're putting on yourself, and then if you need support somewhere in your life to make taking the action more realistic. Sound good? Here is one question that I get asked a lot from moms. They want to know how they can be more motivated to eat more nutrient-dense food. Lots of people will word this as healthier food. How can they eat in a more healthy manner? Or how can they work out consistently over the long haul? So maybe they work out consistently a few times a week for 3 weeks, maybe it's 6 weeks, and then they fall off that proverbial wagon. And they just keep going through this cycle again and again and again, or they eat super healthy for 3 weeks and then they're done. Maybe they're doing the Monday to Friday thing where they eat really well Monday to Friday and they feel like they go off the rails Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and have to get back on again on Monday. So how can we be more motivated to not let those blips happen, and then when we just get way off track and end up feeling pretty garbagey for it? Okay, so the real answer is that I don't know, and I can't really answer that for you, and that's really annoying, and I'm terribly sorry. But here's the good news, is that we can figure this out for ourselves. And we have to practice in order to figure that out for yourself. So why are you even interested in eating quote unquote healthy? What does that mean to you? What does that look like? How does that make you feel? Why are you even interested in it at all? Why are you interested in working out in a more consistent manner over the long haul? What are the whys behind these things? And these need to run deep. Because if they are purely surface level, if they are messages that you are believing in, which really truly aren't things that you value or that don't resonate deeply with you, they're probably not going to be things that you continue to do over that longer, more extended period of time. Okay? So we need to figure out the whys. So I was giving the example in the guidebook that I strength train typically 2 days a week because it makes me feel good in my body, makes me feel connected and powerful in my body, capable in my daily life. So what is it for you? What I find so interesting about this now, looking at my life now and really being consistent in exercising and basically always eating the exact same way, never feeling overstuffed, never going hungry for too long, just eating in a way that's really kind of intuitive and moderate in my life. What is so interesting is that I'm way more consistent in those behaviors now than I was a few years ago, say 5-6 years ago, when I was trying to be so strict and eat so clean and so healthy and exercise so much. And I was so inconsistent with those things. So I was probably doing less exercise and eating in a way that made me feel crappy a lot of the time, versus now when I just took those expectations so low. This is something that we joke about with my clients too, is that just drop the expectations down as close to zero as possible. So anything feels like a major success. Any action feels like a major success. I think this is so key in pregnancy, postpartum, adding another baby to the family. I mean, there are just so many things that come up for us during that time period, and thinking that we're just going to magically be motivated through it all really isn't going to happen. So I love low expectations for basically everyone, including myself. And I think that that can be something that just helps us to feel like it's more possible, it's more manageable, it's more realistic in our life to be able to do these actions and behaviors. And then we feel motivated to continue them because we get to that place of feeling successful in them. I'm just going to bring up this video on my page right now because I see some comments and I can't read them all. Okay, so there we go. All right, so Allison says, love what you said about grocery delivery, etc. We have been ordering 3 meals a week from Chef's Plate, and we find it really helps. Yeah, to eat healthier meals as a family. I love that. We were just having this conversation with my clients too about meal delivery services, and it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately because I really don't like to cook. I think that you all know that about me. I don't like to cook at all. I don't like to put that time in. I'm terrible at cleaning, really good at not doing dishes and leaving my dishes scattered around places. So I think that really, again, we're operating from a place of privilege here if we can talk about meal delivery. I understand that fully. But I think if we can do whatever we can do to make our lives easier, and maybe we save in some other areas to be able to put more money, say, into the meal delivery or into the grocery delivery, buying the pre-cut veggies, getting exercise equipment at home, huge one for me. But I think if we can do these things, then it just really will make our lives easier in some ways that are truly really important to us. And we can outsource some of that. Okay, let me go back to my notes and see. Okay, one last major important point that we need to touch on to wrap up this conversation. We have to understand that there are going to be barriers. Always. There are going to be barriers in this life we are living that keeps us from doing the consistent action. So yeah, if you have a kiddo right now, you know that there's going to be sleep regressions. You know that there's going to be sickness. You know that there are just going to be days where you feel absolutely drained, weeks when you feel absolutely drained because the parenting situation is just tough. There's just going to be times where life gets really busy. Maybe you have school-age kids and there's lots of extracurriculars. Maybe it's a busy season at work for you. These things are going to happen without a doubt. We can't keep waiting for the next Monday to start again. We just can't. We can't keep waiting for next month when things slow down. Let me rephrase that. You absolutely can keep waiting to do those things, but if you want to be consistent and if you want to continue to feel motivated to do these things, you might consider not waiting because the timing might never come. And you're probably just gonna find yourself in a time, in a cycle where you do get super crazy, hectic, busy, full packed schedules again, and then you have to wait for the next time when things might slow down. And it might not happen. And I always like to reframe that for myself is that hopefully this life does stay really full and our schedule does stay more packed and busier, and that there continue to be sleep regressions and sick kids, because that means that our life is abundant. So that's how I like to reframe it for myself, is that, you know, so grateful for all these things that do come up in our lives because we do have good things coming up in our life. So might you consider not waiting, not using that language of I'm going to wait until Monday, I'm going to wait until next month to do the thing. What if you just start? What if you keep the expectations so low that you can be successful without a ton of effort? I posted a photo on Instagram yesterday. It was a meme about a friend saying, you should come to this spin class with me, and the other person saying, nah, installed a car seat, dressed 2 toddlers today, I'm good. And I was saying that's totally me in terms of exercise as a trainer now, because the only workouts that I want to do are those that I don't have to change my clothes for, and the ones that I could do in my kitchen or in my basement without having to actually leave the house and go to a place to work out. I also always joke that I have no idea how people ever came to my classes with their babies when I was training lots of moms and babies in person. I have no idea how they do it, because I wouldn't have gone to any when Steele was small. Make it as easy on yourself as you possibly can, in a way that you can, again, feel that feeling of success when you do even the tiniest thing that moves the dial. Okay, I think that's almost everything. So my Thrive task number 2 for you today, I want you to take action somewhere, anywhere in your life, preferably something that you have been thinking on for a while or that you have wanted to do. It's just been something that has been on your mind. I want you to take action on that thing this week before Friday. That is your task for the week. Take action on something that you have been thinking about, has been on your mind, that you know is going to move the dial. I want this to be either a big thing or a very small thing. Really, truly anything. I would keep it small if it seems really overwhelming for you though. Can you just chip away at it a little bit? Do that thing this week before you get to Friday. We'll check in on this tomorrow when we are live to see if you did the thing. Okay, I think that is everything. So tomorrow we are going to be live for our full body strength training workout, going to be coaching you through an entire workout, demoing through all the exercises, giving you the reps, the sets, the cues. It's gonna be a fun one. This workout, again, full body strength training. You'll need dumbbells and resistance bands for it, and safe for pregnancy. Postpartum, you can do so if you're still in the stages of healing diastasis, managing pelvic organ prolapse, incontinence, all this stuff. This strength training workout, there will be a modification and variation that works for your body. I think I should be able to demo everything tomorrow with the wrist. It's feeling a lot better today, so I think we should be good to go. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, meet me back here. We are going to do that live workout. And that's everything for today, okay? So remember, motivation is the reaction to taking action. So we have to take the action first to possibly feel more motivated to keep doing it. All good? Okay, let me know if anything else comes up for you. You can post it in the comments and I will check back in later today. All right, everybody, have a great afternoon.